All right, we're going to Holly Maynard now, who is live at the Rochester airport. There are a couple of planes heading out for Haiti this morning. Hey, Hal.
Good morning, Doug. Good morning, Norma. Yeah, a couple of planes this morning. I couldn't join you just a second ago because we were out on the tarmac as a group of volunteers left. They left this tarmac here, headed over to the main airport to take off this morning, heading to the Dominican Republic. On board, 6 doctors and also 1 representative from Constellation, because it was Constellation Brands that donated the use of the corporate jets so that they could go down there. Over here, there's the second one right here on the tarmac getting ready to leave. The people who went on board are going to land in the Dominican Republic, actually. Can't land in Haiti this morning. It's going to take them about 3.5 hours. And then once they land there, they're going to be met by helicopters who can take all of the doctors over to a part of Haiti. But logistically, this has been really tough for them to pull off because you know the conditions there in Haiti, and you have to deal with the United States military too to get clearance. Where they're going to land in Haiti, there's not even an airport there. So they literally have cleared a small stretch of road for the doctors to get over there. As I mentioned, 6 doctors, including some from Maine, some from Rochester General, and representatives of InterVol. InterVol is the one that coordinated this. InterVol is a humanitarian nonprofit agency. They do work in Haiti all the time, in fact, and they knew that when the earthquake happened that they should send help down. So every single week, they collect supplies from local hospitals, and that's exactly what they did for this, too. So many volunteers packed up all of these medical supplies. So on board these planes are hundreds of boxes of supplies, things like IVs and gloves, anything to help the doctors down there. I spoke with one of the doctors before he flew out this morning. He was a doctor from Maine, actually a urologist, but I said, and what are you prepared to do down there? He mentioned surgeries, amputations, and I said, I'm sorry, but you said you're a urologist, right? Are you prepared to do amputations? And he said, you know, because urologists have a number of specialties, they have to go through a number of surgical rotations, that, yes, in fact, this was something he knew he was probably going to have to do. So they are, as they described it to me, the adrenaline is pumping this morning. Sure. They were excited to go. I don't know if excited is the right word, though, because they know where they are headed, but they are so grateful that they can help, that they can use their specialties to help, and that somebody from Rochester can help so many miles away. So we've got the video. We're going to turn it around for you. We're going to try to bring it for you around 6:30 this morning, and you can hear from more of the people who are going this morning. Sure. They're going to be there 10 days to 2 weeks, and then when they come back, another group from Rochester will relieve them and go down to Haiti.
Wow. Sure. The excitement must mean eagerness to help, right? Yeah. That must be what they are feeling.
Yes, that's it. An eagerness to help, a desire to help the others. Thanks, Norma.
All right, thank you, Holly. I know Dr. Ralph Panino is on that plane, and he's a guy who's been involved with InterVol for a long time. Gone to a lot of places where he does this kind of work, but boy, it's needed so much in Haiti right now. All right, thanks. We'll be back to Holly in just a minute. There is also a great need for medical aid. Experts say some who need health care are waiting as long as 12 days to get it, which brings us to the work of some local folks. 2 plane loads of help for Haiti earthquake victims are headed there this morning. Rochester-based InterVol organized this mission. They donated supplies. A medical team is being carried on 2 jets owned by Constellation Brands. We joined 13 WHAM's Holly Maynard live at the airport. The flights are on their way, Hal?
The flights are on their way. They left just about a half an hour ago now, and in about 3.5 hours, they'll arrive in the Dominican Republic, not Haiti immediately. They've got to arrive in the Dominican Republic, and then 6 doctors are going to be met by officials there who will take them by helicopter over to Haiti. Logistically, this has been a long time in the works. InterVol has worked really hard for the past several days to try to make this happen. This is what InterVol does. They collect medical supplies from local hospitals every single week. This week, of course, collecting so many to go directly to Haiti as soon as possible. And they did. On those planes, hundreds of boxes of medical supplies, things like syringes and bandages, as well as those doctors. And when they land, the doctors will get to go there to Haiti and take care of things that they describe that are quite grim, things like amputations and major surgeries, anything that they can do to help. The only problem InterVol had was that they had all of these supplies ready to go, but they needed a way to get those supplies to Haiti and the Dominican Republic, and that's when they called Constellation Brands, and Constellation said, go ahead, use our 2 corporate jets. So that's what they're doing this morning. That's what they're on right now. We interviewed some people earlier this morning, both doctors, one a doctor who's also from InterVol, and they said that they've both been to Haiti many times before, but this one they realize is going to be quite different. Here's what they had to say.
Well, we've gone down to Haiti for the past couple years, and I think it's certainly going to be different. It's a pretty desperate place to begin with, and it's just going to be all that much worse. The town we're going to is where we've been before, so it's a little going back to what we know, but obviously in a totally different setting.
And ironically, our biggest problem in Haiti was in the past is getting supplies to where they're supposed to go, because there's essentially the infrastructure is so poor and the government is so poor that trying to get a container of supplies through customs is just almost impossible. So ironically, now with a tragedy, you know, we finally do get the supplies in.
And he mentioned the logistics. He was telling me one of the reasons why it's taken days to do this is because when they land in Haiti, when those helicopters land, there's not even a runway there. They're just clearing literally a stretch of land so that they can get the supplies over. And it's probably going to be at least 4 trips to get all of the supplies that land in the Dominican Republic back over to Haiti too. So a lot of logistical planning involved here. They plan to stay about 10 to 14 days. Then they're going to come back, and another group from Rochester will go back to relieve them.
All go ahead. All the planning in the world, and as we learned is just discussing them as they got ready for this mission, all the planning in the world, they still have to plan on the unplanned for. I mean, they just don't know what they're going to find when they get to where they're going.
No, and I mentioned earlier, I spoke with a urologist who's going, who is prepared to do amputations if he has to. He is, you know, I didn't think that a urologist would know how to do an amputation, but he informed me that yes, because they have to go through so many surgical rounds and general surgery that they are. But these are things that, you know, we generally don't think of. They are prepared for anything.
All right, thanks, Hal, and we'll have more reports on their mission coming up throughout the day on 13 WHAM News. The amputation, is watching some of the coverage of that. So important to save lives because of the gangrene and how quickly it can spread. So
that's what they're in desperate need of down there, too.
What a terrible situation. As I always like to say, some people have real problems.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm not one of them. All some local folks, 2 plane loads of help for Haiti earthquake victims are headed there now. Rochester-based InterVol organized the mission. Donated supplies and a medical team being carried on 2 jets owned by and donated for this purpose by Constellation Brands. 13 WHAM's Holly Maynard is live at the airport. The flights left within the hour.
Left within the hour, and in just about 2.5 hours, the 7 people on board, as well as the pilots, plan to land in the Dominican Republic. Also on the plane, hundreds of boxes of supplies that InterVol has collected in the past days from local hospitals. So many volunteers as well helping out with that effort. Take a look at some of the latest video that we have of them getting ready to leave this morning and leaving too. InterVol has been working for days on this, and they had all of the supplies together, but then they needed a way to get it there. That's when Constellation said that they could use their planes, which is just what they did this morning. Once they land in about 2.5 hours, they're going to be met there by some helicopters that are going to take them over to Haiti. There's no airport where they're going to be landing, but they have cleared some roadway, essentially, so that the doctors can make their way there. The doctors have a number of different specialties, but they are basically prepared to do anything at this point. They say they may have to perform emergency surgeries, even amputations, perhaps. They are going to stay for about 10 to 14 days. That is the plan right now. Then they're going to come back here. When that happens, another group will go to Haiti and do the same type of relief mission. Coming up on CW16 and Digital 13.2, we're going to hear from a medical student from this area who was in Haiti when the earthquake struck. He is now back, but he was here this morning to see the group off and wishes he could go back to help. We're going to hear what he had to say about it all. We are live at the airport this morning. Holly Maynard, 13 WHAM News.
Donations from local hospitals. 2 jets donated by Constellation Brands carrying those supplies, and a medical team to the Dominican Republic next to Haiti. Other smaller planes will then carry the supplies and doctors to Haiti to begin treating victims.
We have an ongoing program in Central America and Belize that hundreds of Rochesterians have participated in to provide care. This is sort of the first time we've ever done it on an emergency basis.
The group will be in Haiti for up to 2 weeks helping victims.